everyone, and welcome to our lesson today. Our objective is to identify and learn the main features, political as well as economic, for the Khoikhoi of South Africa. In our class 6 lesson, we were introduced to political systems, and the traditional political systems included the Council of Elders, chiefdoms, as well as kingdoms. So today, we'll talk about the Khoisan. The Khoisan are two groups of people, namely the Khoikhoi and the San. Khoikhoi were initially known as the Hottentots, while the San were the Bushmen. These people were found on the southwestern tip of South Africa as being the early inhabitants. Specifically today, we look at the Hottentots or the Khoikhoi, who lived in clans. They had a clan system, and each clan had a head. Basically, every clan, it depended on the size, and therefore the hierarchy or the order was based on the number of the clans. The clan with the biggest number of people produced the chief of the community. And you will realize that the chief or the leadership was hereditary. Hereditary meaning from father to the son, and therefore the chieftaincy was hereditary. The chief of the clan, of the community, was helped to govern by a council of elders, which comprised the several heads of different clans. And what was the role of the Council of Elders? Besides advising the chief, they were also in charge of maintaining law and order, as well as ensuring justice and fairness in the community. The chief did not make rules alone or major decisions alone, and he had to consult with the clans through their heads, and this became to be known as government through consensus. A clan that may have felt they're not happy was allowed to leave if they are not happy with a certain decision agreed upon, and they would go and join another group or form their own community. What about socially? Like I have said, the social organization of the Khoikhoi was through clans, and the smallest clan had a minimum of about 250 people, but there were other bigger ones which could even accommodate about 2,000 people. Where did these clans draw their strength from? The strength of the clan depended on 1, presence of water, 2, pastures, and the unity of the people as had been brought about by their head, their clan head. You will realize once people come together, they have their rights. Or how did they live? The rites of passage included birth, puberty, that is now moving from childhood to adulthood, marriage, and after marriage, then death. All these rites of passage were celebrated during the different occasions, and the occasions were marked, celebration were marked with alcohol, meat, and dances. We also told that the Khoikhoi were religious, and they believed in God as the owner of the earth and life. The Khoikhoi's neighbors basically were the Bantus and the San, or the Bushmen. And within themselves, they allowed intermarriage with these other communities so as to expand and grow the community. Economically, the Khoikhoi were pastoralists, but initially they were hunters, and they had to settle down into pastoralism when they interacted with the Bantus. Amongst the Khoikhoi, they kept cows, sheep, and goats for wealth as well as food. Their basic foods, besides hunting, was meat and milk. They used oxen for transport, and they also participated in trade with Bantus and the Dutch. You will note that water places and pasture were owned communally by the community. This brings us to the end of our lesson today. Next lesson we'll be looking at the sun. I want to encourage us to take notes as we prepare for the next lesson. Thank you very much and goodbye.